Let's get gross. Let's do it. Let's fire that thing up.
All right. So this is always like, I'm very nerve-wracking here as I share my screen because I don't know what's going to be exposed. Not that there is anything
It's
to
just you
expose.
looking at like Hershey's.com. You're just on candy websites.
M&M World.
Swirl, right? The Hershey swirl. All right.
It's
So
just people putting back like Cinnabons. You're just being a sick, nasty kid looking at candy.
Are we getting gross with 4 rounds? You teased four rounds. Okay.
I did tease it. I don't know if I jumped the gun there, but I feel like it's time.
How are we doing this? Because here's how our last 2 mocks have gone. First mock, I took over, and I think it was better. Last time, Bo, you and Damon kind of took the wheel. Can we come to grips with an understanding today, or you don't feel like we're in that point in our relationship this offseason?
Like, can we trust that you don't just
I've never
you don't just carjack, you don't just like take this thing over? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I've never done that, first of all. I think the 3 of us need to be in complete agreement with who they draft. And
Damon like audibly scoffed, like it just naturally came out when you said that. Like he it's not a bit or anything, like he just scoffed at you.
I'm off camera.
Yeah, just lying to people.
I've never lied. No one's ever been
You
more humble than
hijacked
me.
every mock draft, even the one that Damon and I did. I think you can make the case that you were very manipulative.
Why don't you just mute me? Why don't I just sit this out, right?
No, I want this to be more of a collaboration. It's
all
the
right.
first.
That's all you have to say there. I don't know if you're being smartasses about it. Like, let's just, we're all grown-ups here. Let's have a grown-up mock draft. Let's button up our shirts and get to work here. Let's roll up our sleeves and let's get to work. I will not screw this up. I won't screw up this mock draft. Do you have any interest in trading up? Does anybody have any interest?
No.
Okay.
For who? Do you have somebody in mind? That's usually why you trade up.
Oh my God. I can already tell I'm going to be so pissed off when we do this. Explain it to me why people would trade up. All right. I'm starting the draft. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Shador. We'll go through this here.
Patriots.
All right.
And so he goes to the Dolphins.
To recap, Cam Ward, first overall pick, Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, Damon's boy McMillan goes to the Patriots, Abdul Carter falling to pick 5, Will Johnson, Mason Graham, the first defensive lineman or D tackle, Malachi Starks, Will Campbell, Mike Green to the Bears, Josh Simons to the San Francisco 49ers, James Pierce Jr., Ashton Genty. Damon, you told us time and time again the Dolphins could take Ashton Genty. Tyler Warren. Yeah, right. And then Benjamin Morris here. I think this broke pretty well for the Cardinals. I think not necessarily a best case scenario, but I'm looking at some names here, gentlemen, and I'm like, there's 3 or 4 guys I'd have no problem taking here.
Yeah. And I've already circled the guy that I want. I think that, you see some intriguing positions. Obviously, I'm not going to really look at the wide receivers, even though there's some talented players there. I'm not into Kelvin Banks Jr., the tackle out of Texas. That would be the 3rd tackle off the board in this draft.
Yeah.
And then like what we heard from Fran, as far as Shamar Stewart, I'm not into that. One person I'm considering Michael Williams, but I think Walter Nolan is the pick here, and then try to identify the edge in the 2nd round.
You would have had to have found a starter in free agency. Well, let me ask you this. Would it have changed your mind if we're sitting here on the clock at pick 16 and it's Baron Browning and Zaven Collins poised to start next year? Does that, or BJ Ojulari and Baron Browning, does that change your mind at all?
So who's your option? You want Williams instead of Nolan?
No, I'm asking you, if hell freezes over, let's just say this. Let's say they signed Milton Williams. They're not going to draft Walter Nolan then.
No, they won't. No, if they got Milton Williams, they would not get Walter Nolan.
But I'll pretend here that they get Reddick or Sweat. They don't add a D tackle in free agency, and now we're sitting here, and Walter Nolan to me is the best football player available.
Yeah, and that's really what the way I see it. I mean, if you're looking at you just talked about it, how you're going to rush for and get pressure. He gives you a great ability to do that. I don't care where he's playing on the defensive line. Walter Nolan is, talking to a couple of people that were at the Senior Bowl, they thought that he was able to kind of narrow the gap between him and, the Mason Grahams that are atop this draft. Like he's firmly, defensive lineman 2 and on a lot of people's boards. And I'd love to gift that to to Nick Rollis and Jonathan Gannon. I just think that he has the most value compared to Michael Williams and your boy Captain Jack Sawyer down here on the draft board. I think that what you're getting in positional value, you're punting on just pure talent.
I'm with you. Now we do have to keep in mind, like the Cardinals, can we get back into, the Donovan range here, the other kid out of Ole Miss, Landon Jackson, players I can't pronounce. I do like the grouping of edge rushers available atop the second round. So, Damon, are we all in agreement? Walter Nolan's the pick here.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, then we're gonna take this slow here, and I'm just gonna rep out the rest of the first round.
Such a gentleman.
Well, I'm anything if not a gentleman here. Okay, so we're not going to attempt to trade yet, but has Jack Sawyer been drafted yet? He has not. So I'm going to ask my co-hosts here. Obviously, it's not realistic for him, I don't think, to fall to pick 47. However, I mean, like, if this is a spot to trade up for him, would you guys be willing to package 47 and 78 to come up for Jack Sawyer?
No.
Why are you yelling? Johnny. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He did go. My mistake.
Thank God.
Such a Charger, such a Harbaugh player.
He'll be an all-pro for Jim Harbaugh. He might lead the league in sacks next year for Jim Harbaugh. All right. Are
you serious, or is this a bit?
This is a gimmick.
Thank God.
I can't see I can't see who's available here. If I do like resume draft, I don't know.
We'll just resume draft and just take the speed all the way down.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
How about the Chiefs upgrading their O-line by getting the guy that Mike Green put into the core of the earth?
That's true.
First round.
Yeah, but we've heard that he's very good. Okay, the kid out of BC just went off the board.
He did.
Another edge off the board.
What about the other kid from Ohio State? There's Princely.
Oh, another edge from Ole Miss just went off the board.
Landon Jackson.
Another one.
Yeah, we want JT.
All right. What about? All right. So the Bears took two edge rushers back to back.
Yeah.
What if we go up and get JT from Ohio State? Would you have an issue with it? We're not going to get him. We're going to lose him here, I think. I can't even see who's available. I don't like this. Where's like best available guys? It's just, I guess big board maybe. No, I'll lose the draft. You want to let this play out?
Let's just let this play out.
All right. Bears going for their third edge rusher here. They did. The Bears have taken 3 edge rushers.
Thanks a lot, Bo.
Somebody get Trevor Sycamore on the phone and get this fixed.
Bo Austinford over here.
Who's the draft? Who's making these picks? Greg Braggs Jr.
Bo just channeling his inner Monty. No aggressiveness. Sad.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something now.
Yeah, there he is. Oh, in this stupid draft, is Jalen Walker still available?
What is anybody? How does people feel about a guy who scored 21 touchdowns last year? They hate Jalen Walker.
I like Kyle Kennard from South Carolina, or I like the tackle from Minnesota in this spot.
You don't like Jalen Walker? You think that's too big of like a?
I just think it's not realistic. Of course, I love Jalen Walker in this spot.
Donovan Jackson.
Like, I would run to the podium if it was Jalen Walker, but I don't want to play this draft like
delusional fantasy.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you that wants to draft Scatterboo?
No.
Damon, is there any part of you that wants to draft Cam Scatterboo?
I want Scat in the 3rd round. Second's a little bit for my liking.
He's not going to make it to the 3rd round.
You don't think so?
No chance.
No chance?
0 chance. 0.000.
Urante Ursi. That's our guy.
Bad
quarterbacks,
jump.
No love here from PFF, at least not yet. What's happening at edge? Who's rushing the passer for us off the edge?
Well, I mean, if you like Kyle Kennard from South Carolina, he's a decent prospect. He's
what I don't. I really don't. Yeah, nice job against Clemson and whatever this is. This even a real school? Is that Butler Bulldogs? Who is that?
Wofford.
Yikes!
Probably barely played those games.
Yikes! All right, you guys make the pick here. I'm already upset. I tried to trade up. I want players from big time programs. I don't think if Jalen Walker is available here, I say we take him. Cooper DeJean fell last year. Guys fall all the time. We don't know why.
Take him then. That's a slam dunk.
I'll take him. I'm not sitting here just taking a guy. If we can only play the hand that we're dealt here. Let's crank up this bad boy here as we cruise on from the second round to the third round here. I think it opens up. I think we got to look at quarterback and offensive line here.
Right.
I think let's see who's available at QB.
I was looking at one of the best tackles in the draft, and you were poo-pooing it.
Cardinals don't have an O-line problem.
Yeah, I like Jonah a lot.
Yeah, but again, what if they sign Mackay? Jonah can't play tackle though. If they sign him,
I think you look at him as a guard, and there's a need for guard.
Why can't he play tackle though?
He has the size to play tackle.
Yeah, he does, and he did in college.
I must have talked to 5 people.
Bassa, and really the only other guy I'm considering in this spot. So you got the edge out of Oregon, and then you've got Bond, who's intriguing to be game-breaking wide receiver.
All right, so let's just say hypothetically, man, we know they're going to sign a guard.
I think Ivan and Naz is the player.
Who's that?
Jonah.
What about a trade down?
You want to trade down out of getting a good, talented player?
Okay. They're signing a guard in free agency to a multi-year deal. We know that. Isaiah Adams is starting at right. Where is Jonah playing next year?
I think he competes with Isaiah Adams, certainly, and then also could potentially play tackle. I think you test him at tackle, see how it looks.
So you're just taking a good O-lineman to take a good O-lineman? That's
versatile.
Fine.
He's a versatile piece, athletic, big. All right, what are people offering for trade down? Like, how far do you have to go down the board?
The Steelers are probably you're getting their second, or they're getting
moving down 7 spots
to get another 4th.
Okay, let's do it.
But you're punting on him. He's not going to be there in 7 spots, and I don't want people yelling.
Trust my board, Johnny. Let's go.
All right, trade's been accepted. Resuming drafts. He hasn't gone yet. Oh, there he goes. All right, so back on the clock here. We got a couple tackles from NC State, Keim's alma mater. What?
I think we messed up.
I think this is where you take a quarterback. I think you take a QB. I think you take one of these guys. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring for Jalen Milroe at this spot.
Oof.
People are going to be upset. I
hate this mock draft.
I haven't. Listen to me. I haven't made a pick yet. Can I make a pick here? I think Jalen Milroe, pick 85, you can do a lot worse. But if you got
my preference is Jackson Dart, but you do you. Is this the one you want to make your
Damon, Dart or Milroe? You pick. Bo and I. Let's go QB. Pick Damon. You're the tiebreaker. Pick one.
Dart.
All right, Jackson Dart. Pick 85. I don't have an issue with that. Get some new blood in the room. Okay. We're gonna turbo this bad boy here. We got 2 picks in the 4th round, 113 and 121, and little edge pressure here. Baron Sorrell from Texas, 9 sacks last year. He did dominate Clemson. Had a rough college football playoff going against some of the top tackles in college football. 6'4", 260.
A little small, huh? No, yeah. He's not. No, that's not bad.
Outside the tackle predominantly. I think this is good value here for a guy at double-digit sacks in the Big 12 last year.
Yeah.
We can get.
What do you got interior offensive line wise?
You want to look at guard?
Yeah.
Willie Lampkin.
Sweet Willie's very undersized. He's the kid that's 5'10", like.
Oh my God! What?
He's 260. That's actually 30 pounds below his actual weight.
There's a tackle from Florida, Brandon Crenshaw Dickerson. Played well at the end of the year against LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State, and does play right tackle.
That's pretty That's encouraging considering how much talent Ole Miss has in the defensive front.
And LSU historically didn't play well against Texas or Florida. or Texas and Georgia, I should say, or Miami in week 1. 6'7", 322.
Let's take him.
Okay. I don't have issue with that. Still no edge rusher. Oh, we took Jalen Walker. I'm sorry. We took Jalen Walker earlier.
What do we got for wide receiver here?
Let's check it out here. Wide receiver, Pat Bryant. I think this makes a lot of sense. Yards per reception, 18.2. The Cardinals love their Illini players.
Scroll down a little bit. What's his slot yardage? Did he ever play in the slot? No, on his,
Didn't give it to me.
227 down there.
Okay.
So just 9 catches in the slot. So, I mean,
he can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, is Nick Nash there?
Who? Yeah.
He was like the Triple Crown winner, wasn't he?
13.3 yards per reception.
He's really good deep threat wise. So I think the fit.
Well, look at this. He had 1,200 yards in the slot.
I don't have a problem with taking a kid out of a small school on day 3. I don't want to do it on day 2 or day 1, but I don't have an issue with it now. He's a redshirt senior. How old is he? They don't even have his age on here. He might be 30.
I think he's probably like 23.
All right, Damon, pick a wideout.
Nick Nash.
All right, let's do it. I don't know how good this grade's going to be, but I do feel like there's something for everybody in this mock draft.
Ball knower draft, really.
It's a what?
It's a ball knower draft. People look at it. Oh, these guys, B-. That's.
I'm going to tell you right now, if this was I'd sign up for this draft tomorrow. Any of us would.
Yeah.
Well, your first 2 picks make the draft.
Yeah. Walter
Everything
Nolan,
else.
Jalen Walker. I mean, Jackson Dart in the 3rd round's tremendous value. And then you got 2 guys on day 4 that are just pipeline offensive players that are going to come in. Maybe they're going to play a little bit this year, but they don't have to play right away. If you bring back Kelvin Beachum and Greg Dortch, they can be the Rabbit Taylor Demerson, where they're just waiting in the wings for an opportunity. Dart could potentially be in a room with Daniel Jones and Kyler Murray. What a dynamic that would be. Danny Dimes, Jackson Dart, and Kyler Murray. 3 QBs come in, 1 QB emerges. And then, Walter Nolan, Jalen Walker are drafted to help win you the NFC West. I like it. See, we did it. We did it as a team.
Brian thinks that we let you bully us. I don't think so. I mean, the first 2 picks, you can't deny that would just change the complexion of the defense.
You liked Jalen Walker, Bo. You just didn't think it was fair that he fell that far.
Correct.
But I'm not going to take a lesser player if they're guys fall all the time. Johnny Newton was the 2nd round pick last year. Maybe Jalen Walker, he's got a little medical.
It would take a medical for him to fall.
No, let's just pretend he had a medical, but it's clean now. Look who benefits, the Cardinals.
What I want to pretend is the Cardinals made a big move already, and I can go slug a caffeinated beverage.
This isn't a big move like we assume, but that'll get your juices flowing. That'll get it going. Are people happy with that group? I almost
I got people would have been, and I maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm too close to it. Maybe Johnny is such a bully. He has me believing that maybe I got Stockholm syndrome a little bit.
You did put your foot down on the JT trade. And Johnny and I were both pro that. So
Damon and I tried to trade up. I tried to trade up multiple times. I'll tell you what I did bully you into. You guys wanted the kid from U of A, and I did.
And you wanted a quarterback.
I did. I thought all the QBs being there, let's have some fun. Let's get a little juice, baby.
What I thought was funny, Bo, was him going, I think we take an O-lineman with this next pick. And then Bo and I are like, oh, this guy. We like this guy. And he goes, actually, I think O-lineman is not the way to go at all.
Let's go. I don't remember that. That didn't happen.
He passed on 2 O-linemen that we really liked.
I just don't see the benefit of taking a guard in the top 100 when you have I think a young stud in Isaiah Adams next year at right guard, and you're going to sign. What if they give Mekhi Becton like $50 million? You're taking a guard?